Today's test passes, speed 100, ready, start. The Minister of State of the Ministry of Law and Justice, moving the motion for consideration of the bill, said a decision of the Honorable the Supreme Court came underscoring the need to enact certain laws governing the appointment of the election commissioners of India under Article 324 as had been envisaged by the framers of the Constitution. Many years passed, but no law was enacted in this regard. In the absence of such a law, the Supreme Court had made a stopgap arrangement pending the enactment of a law by Parliament in this regard. Therefore, I have appeared before the August House with the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners' appointment conditions of service and term of office bill, which has already been passed by the Rajya Sabha. There were some official amendments to it which I would like to mention first. An official amendment to this bill was related to Clause 6. Earlier, the search committee would be headed by a cabinet secretary. Through this official amendment, the search committee will now be headed by the law minister and two secretaries will be its members. Thereafter, the selection committee will be headed by the Prime Minister. We have proposed an official amendment in Clause 10 of this bill that their salary will be equal to that of a judge of the Honorable Supreme Court. An official amendment has been made in Clause 15 that the Honorable President will notify the rules to determine their conditions of service. The Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners have been provided safeguards against any action to be taken by the court of law for any decision taken by them while performing their duty. The framers of the Constitution also made a provision for the separation of powers in Article 50 that the executive, judiciary, and legislature should work within their respective jurisdictions. This is a step forward in this direction. I would like to request to pass it unanimously after discussion. Srimati Chinta Anuradha initiating said, we are the biggest democracy in the world and hence free, fair and impartial elections are an integral element of our political structure. The constitution makers, in their wisdom, entrusted the Election Commission with the responsibility of conducting elections in the country. The bill seeks to provide that the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners will be appointed by the President on the recommendation of his selection committee, which shall consist of the Prime Minister as chairperson, the leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha, or the leader of the single largest opposition party, and a union cabinet minister nominated by the Prime Minister as members. The bill also provides for a search committee which will prepare a panel of five persons for the consideration of the selection committee. This bill must strengthen public trust in the electoral process and ensure that the integrity of the election system is protected. Sir, I rise to speak in support of the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners' appointment conditions of service and term of office bill 2023. The beauty of the Constitution of India is that everyone's rights have been explained very well in it. Article 50 of the Constitution clearly establishes the separation of powers between the executive and the judiciary. Today, I would like to express my gratitude to the Honorable Supreme Court because it has pointed out the legal void regarding the appointment of election commissioners. This bill has been brought to remove that void. This provides immunity to the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners that no civil or criminal case will be filed against them on any decision taken by them during their tenure. This immunity has been granted to them so that they can work independently and impartially. Parliament has the right to take any action against the Chief Election Commissioner, but the Chief Election Commissioner can recommend action against other election commissioners. I would like to express my gratitude to the Honorable Prime Minister that he has brought the bill for transparency, and with the enactment of this law, the CEC will be able to function efficiently. On behalf of my and On behalf of myself and my party, I support the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners' appointment conditions of service and term of office bill 2023, introduced by the Honorable Minister of Law and Justice. In March 2023, the Supreme Court ruled that the CEC and EC would be appointed by the President of India on the advice of a committee consisting of the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha and the Chief Justice of India. But Parliament can enact a law with regard to their appointments. As a result, the Honorable Minister of Law and Justice has introduced this bill. It provides that the CEC and other ECs will be appointed by the President on the recommendation of the Selection Committee. According to this bill, a search committee has been formed which will prepare a panel of 5 persons for the consideration of the Selection Committee. This is a positive step which will make it easier for the Selection Committee to select the Chief Election Commissioner of election commissioners and will bring transparency in the election selection process. I will I welcome this bill of the government. The bill provides that all business of the election commission shall be conducted by consensus, and in case of difference of opinion between the CEC and other ECs on any matter, the same shall be decided by the majority vote. India is the largest democracy in the world, and conducting fair elections is extremely important in a democracy. For fair elections and vibrant democracy, it is necessary that election commissioners should be appointed in a fair manner. The bill deals with the procedure for appointment and service conditions of the Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners. Under this bill, the selection committee will consist of the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha under the chairmanship of Honorable Prime Minister. With the help of this bill, the government is mandating the process of selection of the Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners in a transparent and fair manner who are likely to hold fair elections in the future.